Hi guys, how are you doing? I've just been inspired by the gay pride here yesterday in Copenhagen. Yay. I've been inspired to make another video about homosexuality. I think I only made one, the first video I made about that. And I think it's time to make another because I started to think about hate crime, and I actually realized that there's something even worse than that, than just hate crime. And I think I would like to present a little story from my life when I was younger. I think I was about 10 years old, to kind of explain this. Um, it was a boy in my class. He was from Somalia, I think, and I was being kind of racist to him. I didn't know better. I was a child, and in my subconscious, I felt like he was different, and I should just get away from him. And I actually used the N word nigger directly to him. And today I feel awful about it, but at the same time I realized that I was just a child, and that's not who I am anymore. Um, and the reason that it changed, the reason that I know better today, I think, is because when I found out that I was attracted to men, that was the time when I myself became a part of a minority. And of course, I experienced people teasing me, yelling at me at the street. I've also experienced some physical hate crime, of course. I say, of course, yeah. Sadly, a lot of people do that. And when that happened, I finally understood what it was like to be hated for no good reason, for my nature, for what I was born, the way I was born. And of course I realized at that moment, why should we fear black people or any other races or genders or anything? Because it's just their nature. If they're not bad people, there's no reason to fear them or to hate them or anything. And that really shifted at that moment when I realized that I was one of them and they were just like me. And it's of course the golden rule. I would like to be treated with respect. So I started to treat almost anybody with respect, regardless of what they were, their skin color, their thoughts, who they were attracted to, what clothes they were wearing, etc. And that's of course called empathy. I was being able to put myself in their shoes. And I think that is one of the very important things that happened in my life. But here comes the thing that I realized is 1,000 times worse than just hate crime. And that's when someone who is in a minority does hate crime. And I think that's just awful. It's almost evil. And I've experienced it quite a few times. And a very good example I have, I think, is the immigrants here in Denmark. A lot of them are from Turkey, Iraq, Iran, and there is a clear line between them and crime here in Denmark. I don't know how it's going in other countries, and I'm not going to go into that. So there is a clear line, and one of them is hate crime towards gay people. And an example is that I just went down the street, down to get a pizza, and my jeans. I like to wear tight jeans, but I wasn't shaved like now. I have a beard. My hair was ugly, and I thought I looked like crap. And I had a large jacket. It was winter, so large, ugly jacket and all. And that was reason enough for someone to yell at me, are you a transsexual? And I've realized that it doesn't make any sense. It must be some desire to do bad things in them, because they should know better. They are in the same position. People yell all kinds of things to them because they are from Iraq. And that should be reason enough for us to stand together as one against all of this hate crime. But they are adding to it. They don't give a damn. They have experienced that this world is sometimes a bad place, and they are adding to it. And I have no idea how they can do that. And there's a guy here on YouTube. It's actually the guy that made the video I made a response to, the first video on homosexuality I made. And it was probably the reason why I made the video. He said the words, I don't remember them exactly, but he said that when we stand up against the laws that have been made, he's got a problem with that. And I was sitting there listening to what he said, that he had a problem with people who didn't like the rules, and he was black. And I thought, do you even know who Martin Luther King is? Do you even know what he did? Do you know that you would be a slave, garbage, an animal, if it wasn't for Martin Luther King standing up against the rules? And I just think it's horrible when people don't even think it through. They should, when they have it as a part of their lives, because they are a minority as well, they should know better. And I have no idea how they can do it. And it's the same with gay people. Our flag is a rainbow. And I've given it a lot of thought, what that flag is, what it's about. And each color stands for its own thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know that much about it. But they could have done that with 6 symbols, a flag divided in 6 squares. But they chose the 6 colors, making a rainbow. Why a rainbow? Why not 6 rings or anything? Why the rainbow? What does the rainbow symbolize? It's that which contains all colors, all kinds. It's a symbol that the world is not just in one color. We are a diversity of people. Straight, gay, transsexual, some are feminine, some are masculine, and we are open to all of them. That's what the flag stands for. Openness and love towards everybody. And the gays don't even know that. The reason that I've never been to the gay pride is because there is so much hate in the gay community. They are bitches. They are awful. They are screaming at each other. They think less of people who don't act like they do. You know what? Chris Crocker has made a video, and I remember it, I've seen it a long time ago, where he's saying that the straight acting gays are not the right gays. And I'm like, what? I work in a kitchen at a home for old people, and there's a guy working there. His name is Christian, and when he comes to work, he comes as Cecilia. So now, for the rest of the video, I'm gonna call her she, because she is a girl. She comes as Cecilia, And I think that's fantastic. I wouldn't ever have the courage to do that. It can almost make me cry that she can come and work as a normal human being wearing a woman's clothing. It's fantastic, but it's just not me. And a guy like Chris Crocker is treating that as if I hate it, as if I'm against it, when it's just not me. He and other gays like him are afraid of me because I'm not like him. And that's just sick. I have no idea how I can live in a world where people don't know better. Hate crime is one thing. If you don't have the empathy, if you've never been in the shoes, if you've never experienced anything like this, okay, at least I can understand that. It's not your fault. It's because you were brought up that way. But when they know, why are they being so horrible people? How can they wear a flag that says openness to everybody when they're only open to themselves and people like them? I have no idea how they're doing it. I have no idea how they can live with such lives. How can they look in the mirror and say, "Yeah, I'm a great person"? How can they do that? It's horrible. And I urge people to start accepting each other for what we are. As long as we can get along, as long as we don't force each other to do bad stuff like slavery or anything like that, as long as we can behave, it shouldn't be a problem who we are, what we do, how we think, what clothes we wear, what symbols we have around our necks, and all that. And I know that because I'm gay. And I think a lot of people know that because they are black or women or whatever, what else you have of these minorities. I think it's scary. And I had to get that off my chest.